welcome back to the GSL Up and Downs. We just had, believe it or not, our first 3 games played. We were basically 2 hours through here. You can see a lot of fans have come to the studio.
Those guys were trolling, right?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that one.
I hope so.
I actually had the same thought, but I'm not sure. I can't confirm or deny.
Well, guys, what we are going to have now is an epic match. We are in our second set of games, and we have Bomber up against Hero. Bomber won against Genius. Now he's up against another Protoss player. He is up against Liquid Hero on Belcher Vestige. Hero lost his first game in the longest match in GSL history so far, 1 hour and 32 minutes on Daybreak.
And it was in the very same matchup that we were about to see here. When you consider both Protoss, we talked about this already, 2 Protoss falling out yesterday, 2 Protoss in this group, and both of them down a game already.
I'm excited for this one. These are the 2 players that I originally predicted to come out of this group. It's a very tough group, so I feel whatever you predict, it's just guesswork because it depends on the shape that they're in this particular day. But we're going to find out what's going to happen right now. Who is going to win this? If Bomber takes it, suddenly Hero is 0-2 in the group, which leaves him definitely in a position where he can still make it, but it's not going to be easy. And Hero, a player that is affected by emotions, he needs a win here. For his own confidence, just making sure that he can approach the next few games with better mentality. We're jumping into the game. It's Belcher Vestige. It's the GSL Up and Downs Group D. Hero versus Bomber with Carl and Wolf. Top left, we have the StarTale Terran player, 1-0 in the group after winning against Genius on Whirlwind. His ideas.
StarTale Bomber.
Which is, by the way, also his Twitter account. If you are a Bomber fan, StarTale_Bomber, that's his ID. You can add him, cheer him on. And he's up against the Protoss player. Bottom right, we have in blue the Team Liquid player.
Liquid Hero.
His ID on Twitter is liquid_hero.
Yep, just like you guys saw on screen. He sends a very fast probe scout out. He wants to see if Bomber's going CC first or if he's going to take gas.
Yep.
And he will be able to see this with this super fast pylon scout.
This is definitely going to affect his opening as well. What we had in the break, we browsed through the tweets that we got, and one of the things that I realized is that more and more people are tweeting at us a bit how they watch the GSL, and on Reddit we've seen so many amazing pictures displayed with people coming together to watch those games and just having a good time with their friends.
In the car with s'mores and stuff like that, that is awesome.
That was really, really brilliant. I love that so much. So guys, if you have a couple of cool pictures, if you want to show us how you watch the GSL, definitely send us a tweet at Calder, at ProxyWolf. If there are really good ones, we're definitely going to retweet those. It's always interesting to see what kind of setup people have when they're watching the GSL and StarCraft 2 just in general. I really love that.
Yeah, I am always really particular about when people send me a picture of them watching with their cat. I got one of those.
The cats and the dogs.
Or with their grandma. If you watch GSL with your grandma, I would like to see a picture of that as well.
I didn't happen to see one of those yet.
I haven't found very many. But they actually, I have had some.
Well, the barracks here hasn't been scouted by Hero, the second one that is, and he's currently retreating with his probe. He's still lingering around though behind the mineral line, and here comes the tech lab. Does he see it?
He gets in. He's not going to see the tech lab though, unless he goes to the south suddenly.
No, he's going to see the gas, but he can already see with the rally point of the barracks that there's no way for the probe to get there.
He's going to assume with this that it's going to be a late factory probably.
There it is, okay. The probe finally dies. So here we have the first Marauder, and let's see how Hero withstands this pressure. This is definitely going to come from Bomber. Hero, he doesn't really... Well, we are in the second set, so he doesn't really need the win, but if you lose here and you're 0-2 in the group, then it's very difficult to advance. Keep in mind, guys, if you just tuned in, that this time we have a bit of an irregularity to the group system. We have the third place player advancing to the wildcard group, which is being played on Friday.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that.
The top 2 of these 5 players will also advance to Code S, so that's a bit of an adjustment. So even if you get not one of the top 2 places in the group, you can still advance to Code S. You get a second chance. And Bomber is moving out. He's 1-0 already, and now he's on the move with a few SCVs. Concussive Shell is done, and if Hero is caught in the middle of the map, and that's just too much. If he's caught in the middle of the map against the Marauder, that's gonna spell trouble. First Marauder is dead, the Marine too, but the rest of the units is going in.
This is gonna be a little bit funny because the Nexus can't be made. He had to cancel that one, but in the main base of Bomber, he doesn't have too much defense. He's actually have to make sure he doesn't rally, but actually fights.
There's like nothing.
He messed it up. He actually didn't. Hero did not go in with both units. Now in the main base, Hero is in trouble. The bunker has to be canceled, but
that's horrible.
He starts it again, and Hero could just die here.
Hero could lose a lot. He's already losing the first Stalker. The second one is under pressure, will die as well. The probes are trying to fight. Here's the corner where finally Bomber can make a stand. The probes force him back, though all the Marines died. How many Harvesters did he take down? 3 Harvesters, and he lost a few of those Stalkers.
Nice control by Hero's probes and a good reaction by him. If the bunker had gone up, this would have been game-ending. Uh-oh, he could hide a bunker to the north, but Hero's on top of it. Goes and chases that Stalker down.
It leaves Hero in a very vulnerable spot, though. He doesn't have a lot of army units. He only has 2 26 Harvesters, so his economy is still fine, but he does not have the units to protect against another aggressive push from Bomber. Here comes the bunker now for the Terran player. He wants to go into an expansion play as well. He's still a little bit behind Harvesters, but this initial damage, they kind of evened out with the resources lost. Not too many probes lost. It could have been worse.
Yeah, it could have been a lot worse. Now, Bomber has to transition, but he has a great position tech-wise with his stem already almost halfway done. His command center is late, but it's still ahead of Heroes, and if he makes his orbital and then immediately moves it down, he should be able to start mining first regardless. And I wonder what Hero is going to have planned, because this map is not a good map for Protoss if it goes to mid to late game, because there's so many open spaces to dodge storms, to go into the third base, to spread out your Vikings against Colossi. Just little things like that are going to make it tough for Protoss to engage against a Terran as the game goes later.
I feel that Hero is he's maybe a little bit intimidated now by this early push, and he doesn't know what exactly Bomber is going to do, and Bomber is an aggressive player, and he shows it again, moving out with the next set of units, having a lot of Marauders here in the mix. A couple of Marines are also joining the battle, and we have it lined up with Stim really well. So as soon as Stim hits, he will be in a position where he can attack, where he can move into the natural. And if you just look at the unit composition that we have for Hero, there are 3 sentries, but not a lot of units that can actually do damage. 2 Stalkers and only 1 Zealot. The warp-in has to be ready. The Immortal will never be there in time, so that is definitely something where Hero might lose quite a lot. It depends on his micro and how well he can use those force fields.
Yeah, this is actually so many Marauders. He doesn't have that Immortal out yet.
Uh-oh.
I don't know, man. Even with force fields, this is going to be basically impossible. He stims!
He stims and he gets in. There's a gap. He has to use another force field, and he is trying to go into the left side. The rest of the Marauders are attacking the sentries. 1 sentry down. He wants to snipe the expansion. He can't really get it. That's the first Stalker.
Well, yeah, he can't get it now, but with these reinforcements, he can fight these units. That's
Immortal,
what Immortal is so important. He targets down the perfect choice. Marauders, that's what he wants, and he chases Bomber back. That was a close call.
The Marine is a bit too late to the party, and he has to pay dearly for it, but the 2 Marauders that just arrived at the bottom right, they can maybe change the tide of the battle, and here they come, stemming in. The Immortal gone, the sentries and Stalkers are dying. Another round of Zealots saves Hero for now, but he's losing a lot here.
He is, but you know, with more units coming in for Bomber is actually starting to lose a lot. He has to make sure not to overextend, but that's why once you get rid of all those range units, you can actually just kite against Zealots forever. Hero's in need of a warp, and he warps in too close. He's actually going to lose one of these Stalkers.
And once again, the probes are off the mineral line. He has to pull them, and the non-stop aggression by Bombers. The StarTale Terran player is moving in, but the second Immortal finally lends Hero its strength, and he can push Bomber back for now, but the Terran player is still rallying units across the map.
Yeah, and he's even out the worker count quite a bit. What was that he just canceled at the main base? I couldn't see. I wonder what that is. Anyway, he's making 2 additional barracks. He's going to turn down this Immortal, but he loses a ton of units in the process. I'm not sure that one was worth it.
Getting rid of the Immortal, of course, gives him another opening. The big problem for him is that the 3rd Immortal is coming off the robotics facility in exactly this second. And now this push loses a lot of his momentum.
Yeah. He's also got medevacs, but had he saved more of his units, I think that fighting 2 Immortals later with medevac support and more Marauders and Marines would have been better than killing 1 Immortal and losing a lot of units and then not having very many units to use with the medevacs for the follow-up push that he might want to go to. Look at that, it looks kind of pitiful, really.
Yeah, the defense for Hero was really well done there. He lost a lot, but he didn't lose economy. He didn't lose the Nexus. This is one of the things that Bomber tried to take down. Bomber looked at this and was like, okay, you have the force fields there, but you can't protect your Nexus now. Maybe I have the DPS that I need to kill your natural. And he tried to go for it, but realizing as soon as the force fields were gone that Hero had too much, he had to pull back.
Yep. If he had killed the Nexus, the game probably would have ended not too long afterwards.
He would have had just such an amazing lead that it would have been very difficult for Hero to bounce back. That's definitely true.
Has these Stalkers ready in the main base to defend against this drop. He should be able to deny it. Oh, you see the last second? Yeah, he's got to get up.
Can he? No.
That was close, though.
That was very important for Bomber to actually see this. If Hero snipes 1 or 2 of these medivacs while they are completely fully loaded with units, then Hero takes a huge, huge lead. But as it is, Bomber still ahead in overall supply, already going into Vikings here, while Charge is being researched for Hero. How many Immortals does he have at this point? We have him at 1. He didn't build a second one. He's just now producing it in the production, in the robotics facility.
Yeah.
And he's going into Storm. But here comes Bomber with another stim.
Massive supply lead in Army.
And a big stim.
Really good force fields for Hero here. The problem is now they work against him. He has to pull his zealots back, and he does. This is a perfect engagement for Hero. Yeah. This is exactly how he wants to do this. Burn out those stims.
Micro. And Hero is an amazing player against Terran. That is what he has shown us in the past. He was he was not able to take down Björn earlier. And the last match in Pro League where he had to face Flash, he also lost. But in general, Tasia can tell you how good Hero actually is in this matchup.
Yeah, factory is dead, no armory. So he has to make a factory before he can make an army, whereas Hero already has +2 armor on the way.
Oh wow, that's annoying. You know, you actually talked about this 2 days ago. The scouting factory sometimes, if you don't build the armory in time, that can be so annoying for you.
At least he got the Ghost Academy out first. That was... This is a really unfortunate situation for Bomber now long term. He has a 3rd base, but he can't utilize all that gas without the armory, and without the factory he can't make an armory. He has to do both.
You know, the aggression that he has shown was really dangerous for Hero. And Hero's defense looked at a few seconds, a couple of times, it looked like Bomber might have enough to push him back and to get this lead that he needs to take the game right away. But then Hero with his micro was just always able to force his opponent back. Once with the probes, at the first attack in the main base, having a nice corner, taking down the Marines. Then the SCVs, of course, had to back off without anything to support them. Couldn't build that bunker anymore. And then when he had those force fields at the natural, so well played. The problem for him really is that Bomber has a really good economy now with those 3 bases.
That's
and
what
the Ghosts.
That's what the pressure allows you to do as a Terran player on this map. You can take a 3rd, but your opponent cannot. And I think Hero knows that he's not going to be able to take a 3rd until he gets some good storms on this army. And Bomber's doing it again. He pulls all of his SCVs from his 3rd base. He knows upgrade-wise he's going to be behind a great EMP. And the second one hits the Templar!
That was horrible for Hero. No chance for him to get a storm off. Everything was EMP'd. He loses the Immortal. The first one is down, and look at this army. There are no force fields. There's no nothing. He's losing everything here. Hero against Bomber, and Bomber is dropping the mules. The Mana Mules are there. Oh, God.
And that is going to be it. Surrounds the Archon and way too much DPS.
GG. What an unfortunate situation for Hero. The first 3 High Templars that he has are moving right into the EMP, into the path of Bomber's army. Great situation, of course, for the StarTale Terran player, and he takes it. He uses the EMP, and he sees that he has a chance, stims in, and Hero just can't defend. He doesn't have anything that can really stop this army composition.
Yeah, exactly. He defended well, but not well enough in the early attacks, and Bomber took those extra minerals that he won from those battles and put it into the command center. He just mined enough to make the army and then pulled the SCVs with it. It's something we've seen. It's what I like to call a lazy boy push, because the thing is, in situations like that, you don't have to actually pull your SCVs and kill somebody. But if you're like, nah, I just don't feel like playing this game out, you can do that and end the game.
With a storm or 2, Hero might have been able to change the course of the battle, but with the early EMP against the High Templars, there was just nothing that he could pull off. And now we have Hero in this very unfortunate situation that he's already 0-2 in the group, and you can see him in the booth at the back right. He is really affected by this.
Yeah, this is
can
what we
he
talked
bounce
about.
back? Exactly. That's always when his emotions come into play. And can he bounce back? Can he really just be in a mindset that he says, like, I am one of the best players that is playing in this group. I can do this. I can beat anyone who is facing me in this group. Yes, I'm down 2 games, but from now on, I will take my matches and I will advance. That's what he has to tell himself now.
Yeah, he has to make sure that he's got that confidence. The ETTL Pro League coach is in the studio today, and I'm sure he's going to be giving him some kind words, giving him some advice here. He's someone who's got so much experience, so for him to be able to call up and talk to Hero might help out quite a bit. Bjorn, on the other hand, played the longest game we've ever seen, as did Hero, but it's time for him to play a Terran versus Zerg. Switch gears here a little bit on Antigua Shipyard. Another great game for late game Terran.
Yal versus Bjorn. That's our next game here, a Terran versus Zerg on Antigua as mentioned. And so far we have Yal with 1 win in the group and Bjorn 2. Both of them with 1-0. One of them will get ahead in the group with 2 wins and 0 losses, tying the score with Bomber. This should be a good one. This should be a really good match, especially on Antigua Shipyard. I'm excited to see what Bjorn is going to do against Bjorn here.
Yeah.
And Bjorn has shown us a very patient game on Daybreak already. So let's see what he has in mind for his second game today. It's a Terran versus Zerg. Takes place on Antigua Shipyard. We have Bjorn versus Bjal at the GSL code. Up and downs. We're not in Korea just yet.
Yep.